Alright, so this will be solving radical equations part 2. So let's say we have the square root of x equals x minus 5. So this is a little bit different because we have an x on both sides. Okay, but in this case, we want the radical to be by itself first, instead of trying to get all the x's together. This way we could get rid of the radical by squaring both sides. So square this, then square this whole thing. So this will just become x. But now this becomes x minus 5 times x minus 5. So we have to distribute this. So we end up with x squared minus 5x minus 5x plus 25. Then combine like terms. X equals x squared minus 10x plus 25. Alright, so since this has a squared in it, it's a quadratic, we want to get all the x's on one side. Well, actually, we want to get everything on one side and have one side equal to 0. So minus x, 0 equals x squared minus 11x plus 25. Alright, so this does not factor. So let's use the quadratic equation to solve it. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So now a is 1 because this is a 1, b is negative 11, and the c term is 25. So negative b, so negative 11 is positive 11 plus or minus b squared. It's going to be 121 minus 4 times a times c over 2 times a. So this is going to be 11 plus or minus the square root of 121 minus 100, so 21 over 2. So we have two answers, 11 plus radical 21 over 2 and 11 minus radical 21 over 2. Okay, now what's important here is that you always want to make sure that we're not going to end up with a negative under the radical. So we have to check these. So 11 plus radical 21 over 2. Let's find out what the exact value of this is. So the square root of 21 is approximately 4.6. This is 11 plus 4.6 over 2. This is 11 minus 4.6 over 2. So this would give us 15.6 over 2, which is going to be 7.8. And this would, let's see, 11 minus 4.6 give us 6.4 divided by 2. So this one would be approximately 3.2. So what we want to do here is just go back, put this in here, and make sure that it's not negative, because you can't do the square root of a negative number. So we'd have to put in the square root of 7.8, that's okay. Square root of 3.2, that's also okay. If this was a negative, we'd have the square root of negative 7.8, which is imaginary, so this would be a rejected answer, and we'd have one solution. So you just have to check and make sure that you don't have a negative answer, or at least check it back into the original equation and make sure that we don't end up with a negative under the radical.